Hey yo, what is going on guys? Cash and Clean here, and for today's video I just wanted to talk about something specific for this event that's out right now. Also, if you haven't already, I recommend doing these daily things. This thing appears like every 2 or 3 weeks. I don't exactly know. I don't know if it's like once a month, but I highly recommend doing it because you get every reward for each day of the week. So Mondays you get Lunar Souls, Tuesdays you get Chaos Chests, which is kind of random, but Wednesdays you get Lustrous Gem Boxes, so that's pretty huge. So on top of the ones you farm normally, so you get 3 without Patron. If you just do dungeons and just farm, you'll randomly get 3 at the most, and if you have Patron that'll be 6, and then on top of that you get the 3 from doing this. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's not the event that I wanted to talk about. For this event, you can actually get some of the Longshade resources, so I'm talking like Depths Core, Soul to Depths, but also the other stuff like Chunks of Runic Ore, some of the useless things that you might find. But I have tested this on stream and it is possible to get Depths Core, and I've been told that you can get Soul to Depths, but it's just like super rare. So basically, as you're farming these stars, you can come over here to the donation station, and if you donate, there's a chance you can get something from the Rising Tides update. So like it says there, Chunks of Runic Ore, or sometimes you can get Depths Core. It's just 1 Depths Core if you do happen to get it, but you know, better than nothing, I suppose. And I would recommend getting all the other mastery items first before you actually do this. So if you have nothing else to spend your lunar drops on, then you can just come over here and donate them. And this method is pretty terrible, but I guess if you're not able to make it to the Longshade area, then this could be an option for you. But the thing that I wanted to talk about is specifically from the shores of Everdark. And all of you new players could also do this, because if you go over here to the 11, all you need is 5,000 power rank. You can easily acquire this in an hour. If you can't do it, I recommend checking out the new series that I was working on. In there I get to 10,000 power rank. I'm pretty sure I got that over the course of just maybe 4 hours of farming, and it didn't really take me that long to get. So I believe in you guys. You guys can do it. 5,000 power rank shouldn't be too difficult. And when you do make it to the shores of Everdark, there's a couple of things. So we have these things here. You can sometimes kill those, sometimes they'll trigger magic find. You do get a tainted lunar drop. Also, if you do have this ally equipped, Karma Capacitor, this is the ally that you get from the martial arts person in the hub. Not only does it give you 10 movement speed, but you can also harvest plants just by walking over it. So if I just walk over this plant, as you can see, I didn't even press E. So if you don't believe me, you can try it out yourself, but it's pretty cool. You can just not press E, save your keyboard some lifespan. And on top of that, we have these dungeons over here. So basically, the idea of it is you go to the top. I'm going to talk about this fishing thing in just a second, but you go to the top, you go to the portal, and then you go through this other portal. There's some enemies here you can try to fight. Maybe you can trigger magic find, who knows, but you can probably trigger magic find here. Just fight up the dungeon, and there's that big boss. That's the main one you want to fight for the specific resource, just for doing like your questline stuff. And then you come over here to break the chest. And as you can see, I got 15 Lycanstone or Lichenstone, however you want to say that. So I haven't really tested like how often you get this, but I've been told that every 1 in 10 dungeons or so, just give or take, you'll get a Depths Core. So the cool thing about that is that all of you new players that cannot make it to here, you can farm this, you can get Depths Core, you can farm this with alt accounts, and all of the Depths Core that you gather, you can trade to your main account, and then you can sell those on the market. But I would recommend waiting until this event is done. So Depths Core right now is going for 26k each. I bought some when the event first dropped because they're at like 20k each. So once the event is done, I'm assuming that these will probably go up at least 30k each, if I had to guess, until there's like some newer method to actually farm these things. But until that day comes, I'd recommend farming the Depths Core, and then these prices will go up after the event is gone. But yeah, just a cool little thing I wanted to show you guys. And then if you do a bunch of these, eventually you'll get a Soul to Depth. It's not as efficient as just farming the Longshade area for these boxes over here. And I would say as far as farming these trunk boxes, if you're gonna do like a 5 farm type thing, so far I've been hosting these on my Twitch channel. We have a pretty good farm going on, so we usually farm a good amount of boxes, and I would say that's a faster method than doing this unless you're farming this with alts. And just know that the resources go to the nearest 7 players, so it's kind of like pinatas. So you can't farm this with like 40 alt accounts. Plus 40 alt accounts is illegal. It's against the Trove TOS. It puts a lot of strain on the server, so you can't do that. But that's besides the point. That's just something I wanted to show you guys for the event. And you can only do these at these dungeons here. It won't work on the big ones as far as I'm aware. Plus they take a lot longer to finish. So just do the little ones because that's what you're supposed to do. And also on the top, you can see that there's like a fish pool type thing going on. Now I'm like 90% sure on this. I'm pretty sure it's this fishing pool right over here. You can use this to catch rare fish from these fishing pools, and you can use that to sell, get some good flux out of it. And then if you want to, you could wait until the event is gone, wait like a little bit longer, and then sell those, like go into trade Discord chats and say that you have like those specific fish that you can just sell. So just a cool little thing I wanted to bring up because I completely forgot about that. But yeah, that's like the main stuff I did want to talk about that you could farm for this event. If there's anything else that I forgot, or something that you want to bring up, please drop it down in the comments down below. I'll be sure to check that out, and I'm sure it'll help out other people as well. But on that note, thank you all so much for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing, and I will talk to you all later.